I was also dealing with coming to terms with me having depression and anxiety. I could definitely say that I could thank them for, I guess, giving me the push that I need.
Is there anything you would have done differently when starting to stream again?
That is a very good question.
I interviewed the amazing streamer and artist LadyZeroDark to ask her what made her want to start drawing, how she came up with the name LadyZeroDark, and much more to come. Alright, then I would say let's start off with the introductions.
Okay. Well, my name is LadyZeroDark. I am a variety VTuber. You can just call me Dark. I like to stream a whole bunch of different games on on Twitch. I post my VODs on YouTube, that's where I was getting at. And I also like to draw on Twitch. So, yeah.
When did you start streaming?
Technically, it's a bit of a weird story. I actually started streaming quite a few years ago, but it was just streaming for me and a few friends. I didn't start taking streaming, actually seriously until I think it was February of 2024, and then I started playing Pokemon Infinite Fusions, and that's kind of when I actually started taking it seriously and not just being oh, this is a way for me to hang out with my friends.
And did anyone really inspire you to start streaming?
That's a good question. I guess there's quite a few people that kind of inspired me to start streaming. I had been, at the time when I decided to start, I had been watching a lot of my buddy Possessed Scholar and their buddy Eastlin. I had been watching them stream. They were streaming Super Robot Wars 30, and I was like, oh man, I would love to be able to stream. I think that would be a lot of fun, you know? So I kind of started mainly because of them, but I would also say a whole bunch of other people that I watched would definitely be an inspiration for me to start streaming, Ray Narvaez Jr., Matt Bragg, people that I kind of watched regularly as far as streaming goes. The VTuber thing, I just was kind of okay, that'd be kind of cool. So I just started with VTubing because I was I don't really want to show my face, and I don't want to have to get dressed if I don't have to. I want to just lounge in my PJs as I stream.
I mean, who hasn't done that?
Yeah, fair. To another part of the question, I would also say that while it's not necessarily inspiration, it's more that they encouraged it. Henry and Claire have encouraged me 100%, most of the way, so I can't not mention them as far as inspiration goes.
How did you come up with the username LadyZeroDark?
Oh boy. Okay, so the username LadyZeroDark is actually from when I was in high school. So we'll start with the dark part first, because the Lady and Zero kind of come a little bit earlier. But the dark part is from a RP, a roleplay that me and my one of my best friends, Hunter, did while we were in high school. I think it went well until into my college years, so it lasted a long time, where I was, and you could consider this backstory for the character LadyZeroDark. She was the reincarnation of the power of darkness, and Dark just ended up becoming my nickname, and it kind of just stuck with it. Zero came from, this is gonna sound so weird, when I went on vacation with my family, we had gone to a restaurant, and me and a waiter just kind of were we struck up a friendship because we were going there regularly, and we would always play tic-tac-toe, and I would always lose, so he would always say 0, 0, so that kind of became part of the name. Lady I actually don't remember, but yeah, that's where LadyZeroDark came from. Very, very seemingly minor parts of my life just kind of inspired the whole name.
What got you back into streaming after almost 6 years of not doing it?
Well, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will say that there was a bit of a lot of trauma that happened previously, which is why I stopped streaming. But the big thing that got me back into streaming, like I had said earlier, was definitely Possessed Scholar and Eastlin. Watching them stream Super Robot Wars And I just kind of got excited about the idea, and I was like, I have a laptop that I'll be able to do it on. I have friends that I can stream with. I think that was kind of the push that I needed. Because I like, in the years following everything that had happened, I was always like, man, I would love to get back into streaming again, but, you know, I don't have a proper rig for it, because the only laptop that I had at the time was a, like, dying MacBook, so it was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. But, yeah, I could definitely say that I could thank them for, I guess, giving me the push that I need to try for it.
Did you think that you'd get affiliate after just half a year of streaming?
No. No, I really didn't. It surprised me so much to even get like 50 followers. Like, just the fact that I even got 50 followers was just wild to me. Like, I can't even describe the feeling of just absolute excitement over the fact that, you know, there's a decent amount of people that actually like watching me be a little gremlin on stream. But yeah, it surprised me. When I say that when I got the email, I almost genuinely cried. Like, I literally mean that. I couldn't cry because I was in the middle of a eye doctor appointment, but I was ready to just burst out into tears because I was so happy. And then I think the first person I told was my dad, and then I told my mom, and then I sent a screenshot to my friends, and everyone's just like, oh my god, that's fantastic! And I was so excited. And this was like this happened like maybe a couple weeks before I was also going to see my nephew, so I was just like, all the excitement was just coming in on me. I was like, oh my god. So to say that this was not something I expected, especially not within my first like year of coming back to streaming and actually taking it seriously, I was not expecting it in the slightest.
What got you into VTubing?
Yeah, that was just something there was a point in time where I just was like, ooh, VTubers. And I just kind of started following a bunch of random VTubers like Zentrea. I followed a lot of Hololive girls. I'm really surprised it took me so long to actually follow Iron Mouse, if I'm honest with you, because she's like the biggest name. But a good amount of it came from like different people that I was watching at the time. I think mainly Takahata, because I really enjoyed Taka from his time during Dragon Ball Abridged. When he kind of started VTubing, I was like, oh, that could be something cool. That could be something cool to do, and then I don't have to show my face. And then when I finally decided, okay, I'm actually going to stream and I'm actually going to take it seriously, let me make myself a little model. And this one's actually a lot better than the Dark Take 1 model that I made. But yeah, I think it was definitely the people that I was watching at the time that inspired me to go into VTubing. I wouldn't say I'm like the big VTuber type girl, but you know, it's just easier than like I said, it's just easier for me to do this instead of like, you know, having to dress up and make sure I look decent.
Now, you've been drawing for almost 2 decades now, seeing that your first artwork seems to have been posted in 2007 to DeviantArt. And so I was wondering, what got you to start drawing?
Honestly, like, despite the fact that that's the earliest time I've actually posted, I've actually been drawing probably since I was like, or the first time I remember drawing and like being really like focused on it, I think was elementary school. Mostly Pokemon, because let's face it, elementary school, I'm that typical kid. That was when Pokemon came out, so we were drawing Pokemon. There were other anime that I was drawing, because I was watching Toonami as well. I was the type of kid that made so many, like, OCs, the original characters. I had an original character for Outlaw Star, for Tenchi Muyo. What was another one that I had? Gundam. But I think I just enjoyed drawing. And, you know, I would do it when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a veterinarian because I was really into animals and all that. And then I think it was probably high school when I realized, you know what? I'm having more fun drawing than anything else. So I was like, let me see if I can make a career out of that. I did end up getting a degree in digital art and design. Unfortunately, due to family circumstances, I have yet to get into that field. Though I guess I could kind of say I'm sort of in that field since I'm streaming art as a VTuber. But I did a fan comic that unfortunately I never posted to DeviantArt for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with OCs and all that. And like a whole ton of my friends were like, oh my god, did you do the next page yet? Can I read the next page? So I think that kind of was what made me want to get into drawing more. And I mean, like I said, I do absolutely love to draw. It's something that really like it makes me happy, and I get to put ideas to paper. It's also kind of that's also kind of the same reason why I like writing as well, but we can get into that if there's another question, like what other hobbies do I have or something.
Did anyone inspire you to start drawing? Someone like your mom? Because I do know that your mom also draws, or did you inspire her to start drawing too?
No, she probably was a big inspiration. She definitely nurtured it. She definitely was like, oh, you like to draw? Continue. Keep drawing. You gotta do it. I don't know if I would necessarily say I inspired her. I know she did a lot of artwork for when I was in elementary school, but I also know she did a lot of artwork regardless. I think she mentioned in a previous stream she loved drawing horses because that was her favorite animal. I say is her favorite animal. So I think it was more of she kind of inspired me, or at least encouraged me to keep going. You know, even when I would be like, oh man, my art's not really that good, she'd be like, keep going. Practice makes perfect and all that. She doesn't understand some of the things I draw. Like, she doesn't understand Pokemon too much. She's starting to understand a little bit, but yeah, she's at least very encouraging about it.
Did you teach yourself how to draw, or did someone else teach you?
It was a mix. For the most part, when it came to me starting to draw, I taught myself. Obviously, I did really enjoy art classes when I was in, elementary, middle, and high school. And that's kind of where I got a little more of an idea how to draw, like, proper anatomy and things like that. I also had a ton of how to draw books. So, because, like, whenever I would see that, I'd be like, ooh, I want that. And so I kind of learned from there as well. So I think it would definitely be a mix of kind of self-taught, but at the same time also took, lessons from different people around me, different books, things of that nature.
Did you ever have a burnout?
Ooh. I haven't had a burnout during my kind of almost year of streaming, but I had mentioned before that there was a lot of kind of trauma from when I first started streaming. I definitely had a lot of burnout around then, because like I said, there was a whole bunch of trauma that happened. I was also dealing with coming to terms with me having depression and anxiety, so that definitely didn't really help. I do actually have to think about this. Did I have any burnout? I don't know if I would necessarily call it burnout. I think it was more, I wasn't prepared for how stressed out the holidays were going to be for me, and like the start of the holiday season, because for anyone who doesn't know, I do work in real life outside of streaming. So I guess I wasn't really prepared for how much it would affect me. So the fact that I was like kind of changing what I was gonna do, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna play this game today, and then it's like, I don't feel like it because I'm not up for it. So instead we're gonna play something else, or we're gonna do a watch along of backyard baseball or something. I don't know if that would necessarily count as burnout, but I think that would probably be the closest that it would be to burnout, because like I wanted to stream, but at the same time it was like I didn't want to do something that would be, either emotionally taxing or just basically I wanted to do something kind of like easy. I don't know if that necessarily counts as burnout, but that would probably be like the closest I ever gotten to burnout in the time frame that I've been doing streaming.
Is there anything you would have done differently when starting to stream again?
That is a very good question. I think that, kind of looking back on it, I'm kind of thinking that in the beginning, it probably would have made more sense to make use of the, like, YouTube Shorts. I guess TikTok probably would have been good. Like, making use of that to kind of get people more interested. I've been watching, there's a YouTuber that I've been watching, Kat Liente. She does a lot of, like, advice content, and a lot of the stuff that she says kind of makes me go, huh, I should have done that. So, I mean, it's not just, like, using YouTube Shorts and TikTok, like, using Instagram, probably using Twitter a little bit more before it became X. But I've been trying to start using Blue Sky a little bit more. I know, because that's kind of, like, the replacement for it. But, yeah, I think using more of my socials more probably would have been a good idea to get more of a reach. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the people that I've met through, not just Twitch, but also, like, Blue Sky. So, Blue Sky and Tumblr, I should say. So, I think using my socials more to, like, kind of be like, hey, I'm streaming, and I have a thing now. I guess maybe being a little more prepared for, even though I, like, became affiliate, I didn't have a lot of the emotes done until, like, a little bit after I became affiliate. So, I think being a little more prepared in that regard probably would have been a good idea. It was a little scuffed, but a couple of people have told me in the chat that they kind of like the scuff. It adds to the charm. Making a guest appearance on the interview too?
I am going to murder myself.
Oh no, what happened?
You know how I, like, read out the disclaimer stuff, right?
Yeah.
And literally, this has happened so many times, but, like, I forgot to make you, like, introduce yourself for the interview. This has happened at least, like, 3 or 4 times now.
Or I could do a separate recording of just me like, hi, LadyZeroDark here. What's up?
Oh god. Like, I think 50% of all of my interviews now have been, like, me forgetting to do the introductions or, like, ask for the introductions of the interviewee. And, like, it's like always, like, during the midsection of the interview when I fucking remembered again. Well, editing me, you know what to do. I'm not even gonna deny it. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I don't even have to say anything. He said it himself. Were you ever in a position where you were close to quitting streaming again?
Not within this time period. Within this run of streaming, I don't think I ever got to the point where I was wanting to quit. If anything, I wanted to quit my IRL job. But no, the thing is, like, with streaming, at least this time around, compared to last time where it was like, you know, just streaming for some friends and then kind of using it to keep the peace between certain friends. Now I don't have to worry about that. Now I can just kind of have fun with my content. I don't need to, like, you know, worry about keeping any kind of peace or anything, or at least, you know, giving something where we can all hang out together. It's just kind of, I get to have fun with it. And I've told my therapist multiple times that this has helped me a lot, throughout the year. 'Cause, like, my mental health has been, it's been okay, but when it comes to work, I've been so stressed out. Streaming has honestly been, like, my savior. Just being able to hang out with everybody and stream, it's made me feel so much less stressed. So I think as of right now, I'm having too much fun with it to really get to that point where I want to quit. At least as of right now. Who knows what the future holds, but I'm gonna do my best not to quit. Or at least feel like I'm gonna quit. Because like I said, this has been a real help for my mental health. Which I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh man, but it must be really stressful. It is, but it's not as stressful as the IRL job. Plus, let's face it, I'm not technically a professional streamer just yet. I'm still sort of a amateur streamer with a little bit of practicing.
Do you think that you'll at some point make content or even stream on YouTube as well? Or do you think you'll just stay with just uploading your VODs and clips on there for now?
I will be completely honest. During the time where I stopped streaming, I considered just being strictly a YouTuber. Like, I considered just making content strictly for YouTube and just making videos and stuff. I can't tell you how many recordings I have of me playing different games. Like, I was ready to try to do a whole like YouTuber stint. And in the end, I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Or, something else got in the way, like, IRL. So I was just kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not going to have enough time to do this. As far as streaming on YouTube, that is something I would definitely consider. Right now, I want to still kind of get used to the whole Twitch. I want to still get used to Twitch before I, jump to anything major. Because, I'm still getting used to everything, and I need to see, what else there is for me to learn on Twitch before I jump to YouTube, because that's going to be a whole other beast, I'm sure. But yeah, for right now, it's gonna mainly be VODs and shorts when I can actually get them out at a decent rate. Oh my god! And I keep saying, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna totally clip these so I can put them on the shorts, and then I never do. It's gonna take a little bit of practice. It's gonna take a lot more time that unfortunately I don't have a lot of sometimes. But yeah.
So off to the questions from viewers. So Imp has asked a few questions. The first one being, how do you juggle streaming your job and still have time to yourself?
I don't. No, that's partially a lie. I think that there's a good portion of the week that unfortunately I feel like I don't have a lot of time to myself, but that's only because the hours of my job can get really crazy. Because the end of the week, usually Thursday into Friday, I have an overnight. So Thursday, as soon as I get home at noon, I'm going to bed literally right after I eat lunch. So I don't really get a lot of time there. And then on Friday morning, I'm dead to the world. So I don't really get to at that point in time, I don't really get to do a lot. But I think the biggest thing is I kind of know what my limits are as far as how often, I know what basically is going to tire me out if I stream too often. What I've noticed, especially this past week, is I feel like I can stream 4 days in a row, but then the fourth day I might get a little tired. Also, probably doesn't help that sometimes I decide to start reading different manga in the middle of the night, and then it's suddenly oh, is that the sun? Hello, sun. I did not expect you. But when I try to make sure I have days off that I can use to relax. Tuesdays are a good day because I'm not working. I get to spend time with my mom, which is good. Fridays I don't usually stream, so I can again spend time with my mom. I can do stuff that I've wanted to do. It's hard during the holidays because it feels like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff even when you have downtime. But for the most part, I think when it's not the holiday season, it's making sure that I have set days that I have off from streaming and making sure I kind of stick to a schedule rather than just have it be completely random. That seems to work for me as far as making sure I can still have some time for myself. It may not be a lot of time at times because I do still have to help my mom out and my dad with a whole bunch of stuff, but that's probably the best way for me to make sure I have some time for myself.
What's your favorite game that you'd love to stream or would recommend to someone?
I'm gonna have to think about that. Because there's quite a few. I'm actually gonna pull open my library because I have a whole list of a bunch of different games that I want to play. I know that, and I'm gonna finish it hopefully sometime this year. I definitely want to play like all of the Amnesia games, just because I've been wanting to play all of them for a very, 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 very long time. Let's see, what's another game that I would love to play, or that I've been like excited to play for a while? I know I need to play Cult of the Lamb on stream. Like, can't suggest that enough. I do also want to play Super Robot Wars 30, just because, again, that was the game that kind of got me back into streaming, but also because I love the characters, I love the series, so it's like, you know, gotta give that a little bit of love. I think I played like a couple minutes of the beginning. Is a game called Long Gone Days. It's a RPG. The story of it is really interesting. I'm not gonna like spoil it, but definitely look into it. Like, the artist is also like they do amazing artwork. But that's a game that I definitely am looking forward to playing at some point. I've got so many games on my docket to play. Like, so many of the games that I've played have been like a lot of fun, and I'd be like, hey, play this game. This game is so much fun, and you know, I'm always excited to like share different games with people. So yeah, there's pretty much any game that I have played and or am thinking of playing, I would always be like, hey, if this is something you're into, play it. You might enjoy it.
What other hobbies do you have outside of gaming and drawing?
I think I may have mentioned a bit before. I'm really into writing. Like, I think my biggest things would definitely be writing and researching. Yeah, that's something that I have a lot of fun doing. Writing fan fiction, writing original stories, coming up with characters has been a lot of fun too. I think Henry and I talked about it at one point. I think I have well over 1,000 characters, and I think at least 500 of them are at least fleshed out in some way. But it's like, some of them, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with them. Also enjoy hanging out, words. I enjoy hanging out with my friends as well. You know, even if it's just chatting with them. I mean, I could listen to Henry go on and on about Nikkei all night. I have actually listened to Henry go on and on about Nikkei all night. Oh god. But yeah, that's kind of what I like to do in my free time.
Hold on, let me. Oh god, I forgot my phone. God damn it.
Hey, editing Seamaster. Promote your channel while he's in the bathroom. Promote it. Go watch Seamaster. Go watch him.
Yeah, so we got through the questions from Imb, and now we have a question from Snow, who asks, what's your favorite stream moment?
I know for sure that one of the streaming moments that I absolutely loved was during the one-shot stream, where I got raided by a couple certain people, and it was the first time I had been raided, so I was like, whoa, I don't know what to do. Hi! There's people here now. So that was one thing that will live rent-free in my head. I don't know if this is going to sound like a bit of a cop-out, but I think some of my favorite moments are when I'm able to hang out with my friends on stream. When I'm able to talk to them, we're able to just goof around. I love being able to play Phasmophobia with my friends because we're so goofy about it. We don't take it seriously at all. The only one that's actually beaten it is the one where it's like, all the doors shut, and Henry's just like, oh, neat. That's
Where are you? Bathroom, whacking it.
Oh my god, where did everything go? Are you close?
Whacking it.
Where are you?
Bathroom, whacking it.
Oh my god!
What, did it respond?
All the doors fucking shut!
Huh, neat.
Oh man, but I think the biggest thing is definitely me being able to hang out with my friends and just be absolute goobers together is probably my absolute favorite part.
On to the last part, which is the surprise questions.
Oh no! All right. Okay, I'm ready. Let me get comfortable. Okay, let's do it.
Alright, so for you, or those who don't know how the surprise questions work, I essentially will send you a video of the previous person I interviewed, and after you answered, you ask the questions for the next person I'll be interviewing. But that part where you ask it questions will be cut out of the video entirely, so the next person can't just check what the questions are going to be.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so the last person I interviewed, who isn't me, was Sound of Sheep, and they have asked you a few questions, those being these.
Alright. Oh, goodness. Hold on, I gotta... Alright, let's see.
Like, I have the food right here, so I'm just, like, eating and just listening
You're just eating it up? Yeah. You're like, keep talking so I can eat my food. Do you want me to ask the 2 questions for the next creator?
Yeah.
Okay. I should have prepared these for you, next creator. They're gonna be a content creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just music in the background.
I'm just stalling to give you time to eat, by the way. While I think about these questions.
This is 600% speed.
Okay. I think I have them. They're kind of hard questions. You beautiful person, whoever you may be.
Me?
My first question for you, the next content creator being interviewed by the amazing Seamaster, is going to be, what is the most emotionally fulfilling thing you have done content-wise? What is the most emotionally fulfilling content thing you've done, and why? What has brought you the most fulfillment emotionally? Or, okay, what is your biggest content regret? What do you wish, if there's anything, that you never did, video-wise? I'm imagining your answer is going to be one of your earliest videos, because we all look back and cringe, of course, naturally. But what is it? Single one thing out that if you had to remove one video from your library, or one stream from your library history, which one and why? Then my final question is, what's your favorite food? And why?
What's your favorite food?
That's the cop-out one. I want to know the answers to the first 2, okay? Not that one. I want the first 2 questions answered. But what's your favorite food? If you don't want to answer one of those, you're entitled to whatever you want. That was my long-winded way of asking 3 questions.
The most emotionally fulfilling thing I've done. Honestly, I probably would say the most emotionally fulfilling thing that I've done, like, as a content creator is, so far, probably getting affiliated, you know, because I did not think that I'd be able to get that far. So the fact that I got there, like, would probably be, like, the most emotionally fulfilling thing that I've done in the entire time. I mean, I would also say being able to play games that I haven't been able to play and showing some of my favorite games, you know, I think affiliate would probably be, getting affiliate would probably be the most emotionally fulfilling thing. Okay, so my biggest regret. That's actually a really good one. I actually have to think about that one. Actually, no, I know. If it weren't for the fact that there are a couple of the streams that I want to keep, there would be a few streams that I probably would remove from my first stint of streaming. Just because, I mentioned before, they're unfortunately attached to some trauma, and I have privated them, but I don't have the heart to delete them, and I kind of think I probably should, just because of the tie to the trauma that they have. Again, I'm not going to go into detail about that, Yeah, that probably would be the biggest thing. My favorite food would probably be, I'm gonna say cheeseburger pizza. That would probably be my favorite food. Sorry if you didn't want that question answered, but that's the question I gave. That's the question I'm gonna answer. He definitely gave you a lot of time to eat, by the way. If you're watching this, I love how you did that. That's great.
Yeah, thank you for letting me interview. It was very fun.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for. I'm not sure if you were like being super smooth, sending me that video and having my name be at the top of the list. So for those who don't know, he was asking my opinion about a short that was like his bucket list, and my name happened to be like at the very top, and I'm like, this is either a really, really smooth way of asking me, or that wasn't what he intended to do at all.
Alrighty, we have now arrived at the end of the interview. If you'd like, you can go ahead and promote anything of your channel if you'd like.
Okay, well, if you guys would like to, you can definitely follow me at LadyZeroDark on literally most of my socials. Let's see, we got Instagram, we got Tumblr. Tumblr is just me being absolutely random, so I don't know if you want to follow that. There's also Instagram, which I'm trying to post more on, working on that. You can follow me on Twitch. I mostly announce on Tumblr and Blue Sky. Also follow the Blue Sky. And if you want, you can also join our Discord channel. We're cool. We're cool dudes. We got Stark Stream Fam. I'll see if I can get a link and send it over to Seamaster at some point. But you know, we have a lot of fun, and I think that's what really matters. So yeah, follow the socials. Yeah.
After interviewing LadyZeroDark, I found out that she came back to streaming thanks to her support of friends and mother, and now is an affiliate on Twitch after just half a year of coming back to streaming, and says they might stream on YouTube as well once they get streaming more figured out. And if you want to know how Sound and Sheep made a comeback after 2 years of inactiveness and burnout, be sure to check out this video right here.